Okay, so this is our second lab. This is going to be where we're going to solder the LEDs onto, if you remember, the LEDs onto the PCB board. Right now, the LEDs are basically locked out because we opened them. So what we're going to do is, right now, use a welder, soldering iron to actually weld the LEDs on. I'm moving my light here just so that I could see better. So we're gonna begin to, first we should tin the LED, I'm sorry, the soldering iron, just so that it is ready to, you know, to receive or transfer rather the heat from the soldering iron to the PCB, which is here. So if you notice how the tip is extremely nice and shiny. So here we go. So we simply just place the soldering iron here. And note that it just basically melts on there quickly. You might have to go around it. You know, everybody has a different style. So you notice how it's just going in there and stick into it. See that? See, it's nice, round, concave. There you go. I have the fume extractor here, and it's actually picking up the snow, the smoke, which is what it should be doing. It's pulling it that way. I have a secondary fume extractor on the side, which is the snorkel. Okay, so now our objective is to unite these, right? We're gonna create a solder bridge all the way down. So you start filling in the tracer pads, right? See how I'm filling in the tracer pads? And I'm basically uniting them together. So I am adding, let it solidify, then you come back and you add a little bit more of solder, and then it begins to slowly fill up and connect together. So you start just filling it up, filling it up. All right, so it begins to just add. You know, and you let it sit for a while and then you just stretch it. Yeah, I'm just like stretching it and you keep on adding. Okay. This one is a little bit too big, so what I'm going to do is just take a little bit off and then just, you know, do it again. This is a slow process, by the way. So as you go across, it'll begin to connect. That's one way. The other way you can do it is you can insert small cables from each individual light to the other, much like when we did the breadboarding, where we jumped from one LED to the other to the other. So you would insert an LED, you would insert a wire on this row and then move it to the second row and then another wire to the third row, solder those in, and then you're basically done. So this is actually how we solder an LED, and by adding the blobs of solder, you have to add blobs of solder, you can actually join everything together. But you gotta like sort of like stretch it. You gotta keep on doing it. It's not easy. Definitely with time, you'll get better at it. Okay, that's it.